This is a short movie about owning and buying a Sigma 33 based on my own experience with Quattro. Now, I'm a bit biased. Quattro's been a member of the family for about 14 years and we're very fond of her. Well, let's get out of the yard and onto the water and we'll talk some more there. Here in Liverpool there are 4 Sigma 33s racing regularly, and they're doing well in a mixed fleet, often winning. Even though the design's more than 30 years old, they look good too, from nearly every angle. So how do they sail? Well, they're not the ideal boat for light conditions, but if you can keep momentum going, they're better than you might expect, and we still had the odd wind in these conditions. But when the wind blows up a little bit, force 3 and above, they're a good boat that points high and sails pretty quickly. You can keep a number 1 at full main to around 18 to 20 knots apparent when the Sigma's starting to come into its own. We keep target speeds on a sticker in the cockpit, but usually there's another Sigma to pace yourself against. Here you can see Sir Phoenix at the start of a 75-mile race to the Isle of Man with a decent breeze, and she went on to win a class. Musketeer here, hot on their heels. Both boats proving that you don't need a full crew of 7 to do well, although on a windy day it does help. So while we watch the start of a race here in Liverpool, let's reflect on major issues to look for if you're buying a Sigma. Well, to be honest, there aren't any. Hulls and rigs are strong, and osmosis is unknown in the Liverpool fleet. That said, any boats of this age need some TLC, and it will show if they've been neglected. Boats that are raced regularly are likely to be better maintained. So starting with the annual lift out, there are a couple of things you need to look out for. I start with the rudder bearings. A little bit of play is normal, but if it's excessive you need to replace them. It's not a big job, and I've done it twice whilst I've owned Quattro. It's not going to cost you a lot of money for the parts either. A bit of rust on a cast iron keel is not unusual, but it's easy enough to sort out. On the other hand, P-brackets are a more serious issue, and you want to check for play where the P-bracket goes into the hull. The folding prop should have good, clean, sharp teeth. Anything less is maybe a result of corrosion through not having an anode fitted. So moving back into the water, let's think about 1 or 2 things to check top sides. Here's a gooseneck after 25 years hard life, just before we replaced it last summer. Check the tough love. The ends are prone to splitting and they're expensive to replace. And there's a lot of important gear to check at the top of the mast too. Windows are prone to leaking, and the leak's likely to be between the perspex and the aluminium frame. You can reseal these yourself, but take care you don't damage the aluminium frames because they're easily bent. Check your bilge pump. A service kit is about £30 to replace all the rubber moving parts. So what about other jobs we've had to do over the years? Well, we replaced standing rigging. The original fuel tanks go rusty. We replaced that with a plastic one, stainless steel being equally good. We've replaced the cooker, we've reupholstered Quattro and replaced the gratings. The original Volvo engine in our boat is still going strong. It starts well and pulls easily, so that's no problem. Of course, there are always things you can spend money on, but with a Sigma these are likely to be planned rather than surprises. Sales last pretty well. There's an annual discounted offer by the Sigma Association in the autumn, and if you buy 1 new sail a year you'll end up with a good wardrobe. And another advantage of having an older boat and a big class is that second-hand sales and spares are readily available. And one last point to mention is that Sigma 33s make reasonably comfortable cruising boats as well. So as a racing boat with a bit of cruising, a Sigma 33 makes a lot of sense. In its price bracket it's hard to beat as a boat on its own, Add in One Design Racing and you've got a real good buy, and you know your money's safely invested. Maybe that's why Sigma owners just look so happy.